So this is the Ortet project. This is a project to make a surreal fantasy video game. I'm going to be working on it on my own, and I'm going to be documenting the process here in videos. So the game's going to be a sort of isometric perspective style, top-down video game, just, character running around interacting with things. The goal is to make it not really a puzzle game or an action game, just more of an art game, more of a interactive sculpture type piece. It'll be relatively short, but I think interesting. So that's the hope. But the finished product is not really actually what I'm most interested in here. I've become very interested in process documentation, like watching other people work on the creative process. I mean, I've been doing this since I was a kid. Videos about how movies were made and special effects and all that stuff is fascinating. And so I want to make some of that, and hopefully other people who enjoy that sort of thing will enjoy these videos. So this project is going to be very process oriented, and as deeply and interestingly documented as I can make it. That's a new thing for me. I've never documented a process like this before, so I'll be learning how to do that as I go. But there'll be videos of me working on everything that I work on for this process, for this project, and hopefully other people who find this interesting, like I do, will like those videos. We'll see. So there's going to be several threads of what I work on here. There'll be sort of the code in software. I'll be working in Rust, a game engine called Bevy, and that is my strongest skill going into this is really the programming stuff. That's what I do, and so I'm fairly confident that I can make all that work, although I don't necessarily know the details of what it's going to be. But there'll be videos about that as I go through the process. And right now, basically starting from scratch, there's I have 20 lines of sort of prototype code that I'm using just to look at some sprites right now. So I'll be building from that. The other thread is the building of models and sets. Everything I do in this project is going to be photography of physical models. So I'll be scratch building every puppet and every set piece that I use in the game. I may end up doing some minor CG stuff later, but that will likely only be sort of lighting and things, not actual models. So there'll be videos of me working on all of those pieces, sort of sculptural and jewelry. I'm likely to do a little bit of glass blowing because I have a small setup with a torch. Maybe some casting. So a lot of handicrafts for those puppets, and there'll be documentation of all of that. And then there'll be music. I have a software modular synthesizer that I've built over the last several months, which I think is sort of ready to produce music, and that will be integrated into this project as its sound engine. So I'll be using that to do all the sound effects and all of the music, and it will be sort of dynamic and interactive music because that is what I am most interested in. This is the thread of this that I am personally least experienced in. I'm not a strong musician. I've learned a lot about it over the last year or so, but the videos about music will be very much me learning a craft that I don't already know. And then the final thread will be more about writing. So this is, like I said, I intend it to be a short game. It's likely to be a sequence of vignettes strung together, but I do want some sort of emotional through line or narrative. And so there's going to be me thinking through that process, and I will try and talk through all of the decisions I make about the writing and how that goes. So that's it. That's the project. This is going to be going for a while, and I'm going to be here talking about it the whole time. And I hope that you will come and watch me work. So, bye.